Hey, welcome to another video. Thanks for tuning into this one. And in this video, I just want to catch up with you all. It's been a very difficult morning just for me because I finished work late last night. I had to make my way back home, and it's been very, just difficult trying to get rest, but at the same time, trying to catch up with a lot of things going on. But I'm off for a few days, not much, and I'm looking forward to just doing some things that I need to personally do in preparation for, the things you have to do to remain a pilot. So every year or every 9 months, actually, with my company, we have to do all this recurring training. So I got that coming up where I have to just do things that I would normally have to do and do some drills and all that. So I need to prepare for that. But it's so important as well to congratulate those of you that have made it through to the final stage of BA, and also, very importantly, to encourage those of you that may have come a little short. Okay. And I say a little short because, trust me, as you all know already, it's been a very long process and a difficult one at it as well. And to have reached the previous stage that you guys just concluded, is a testament to just how much work is needed to get through to those stages. So do not be down, do not be disappointed, do not be broken. All right. At the end of the day, we know what this requires. And I always share this every time. A lot of times you may have a ton of experience, and if you don't go into those interviews with the right tools or knowledge on how to present your information, your experiences will not really help you. On the other hand, you may have limited experience, right, or limited experiences, and at the same time, if you don't know how to maybe structure your answers and just put it in a way that it shows that you have this transferable skills and you understand what you're getting into, it may also hurt you. So I don't want you to be discouraged. All right. The point here is we can learn from this. We can grow from this. And hey, there are two things that we always do here. We gain the experience and we learn from any failures. All right. And I don't really believe they're failures. They're just opportunities to grow and to become better and to improve. Right. These opportunities will come around again. And I want you to be able to take the lessons you've learned and put them to use. It's so important. Do not be discouraged, rather be encouraged, knowing that you have gained something from this whole process. To those of you that haven't even gotten to this stage, the same thing applies to you. I try to share my knowledge and encourage you through these videos, and I hope that you're able to continue to find value through them. Now, going to the final stage is a big deal, all right? And I think it's worth celebrating. But before we celebrate, we need to also, talk about the things you can expect. And I already talked about that in the video that I made, I believe last week. And I actually said, expectations, and I told you to take everything with a grain of salt. And hey, or a pinch of salt, however you say that, a grain of salt. All right. The point here is it is important for you to know that, those things I talked about in that video will still help you. Okay. And I hope that you can take the knowledge, all right, from the previous videos, from the previous lives that I've done. I hope that you can take that information and use them towards your final assessment. One of the biggest things that you can always understand is you need to understand is that your role of trying to become a pilot, those things will be tested, and your understanding of the role will be tested. And that is where it is very important that you spend time to understand the roles of being a pilot and how you fit into that role. And again, I always say this, and I might sound like a broken record at this point, understanding the competencies that apply, those go a long way. In preparation, you don't have a lot of time. So every day should be spent wisely. Every day should be spent going over different scenarios. Every day should be spent going over your motivation questions, right? Those questions where why you want to join BA, why do you want to become a pilot, how would you handle challenges? Those things need to be addressed every single day. You don't have a lot of time, and the best thing that can combat any form of exercise is honestly practice. Okay, if you practice really well, you will do well. Another thing that I would recommend for speedy interview, which I didn't mention in the past one or past video that I made, is that if you are going into this interview thinking it's going to be like a typical one-to-one type interview or one-to-two type interview that you've done in the past, it's going to be different. The environment is different. The set of questions they will ask you will be slightly different, and that means that you have to also come with a different mindset. So start putting yourself in an environment where you have multiple people talking at the same time, going over these exercises or questions, and you need to be able to stand out, speak up, speak clearly, and share your information and pass it on to the next person so that the person understands. If you can practice this with a group of friends or practice with somebody, that would be great. All right, every practice would help you. But most importantly, though, when it comes to you addressing the questions you're given, you have to understand that they are looking for what we call aeronautical decision making. Okay, that's just a technical term, or I don't know what you call it, technical term. But the point here is aeronautical decision making is just the concept of being able to apply, sound decision making to every environment or every situation you find yourself. And how do you make sound decisions? It comes down with you having knowing what the problem is, right? Being able to diagnose exactly what the problem is and what the outcome that you want, all right, the outcome you desire, and then listing the options that would help you to reach those desired goals, and then implementing them, and then making sure that you are taking the necessary actions or steps to check to see that you are actually getting your desired outcome. Okay, that is so important. This is not going to be an edited video. This is something I'm just going to put out here because honestly, I'm so tired right now. But I felt like I need to start, you guys need to start getting this information so that you can start using it in your practice. Practice, practice, practice. I always say this every time. Speak up, all right? Practice changing your tone, okay? When you're communicating with somebody, if you want to keep them engaged, hey, I think I covered this in one of my other videos where I talked about the importance of keeping your interviewer engaged, all right? They are also in that room. They are being distracted. So if you don't speak up, you will lose, you lose them. If you don't change or maintain that that optimistic view, all right, on things or the situation, and just show that you want to be there, that you're motivated for the role, it may hurt you, and we don't want you to get hurt. We want you to get selected. That's what we want at this stage. You've come this far. You need to do what it takes. I always say this every time. You need to do what it takes, and you got what it takes for you to have gotten this stage, to have made it to this stage. You have what it takes, and you need to do that part. You need to do this work. All right. There are some other recommendations I would give for group exercises, but honestly, I don't think there's anything new that I want to add to it at this point. I've shared a lot of things on my lives. I always say this: if you go to those live, go to the playlist or just play it, and just try to listen to the points that I give and try to practice them. They would go a long way. All right. I really just thought I should touch in with you. Congratulate those of you that have made it to the final stage, and wish you the best of luck. Know that I'm rooting for you all, like I always say, and I'd love to see you in the next one.